What you hold on to the tightest is often what hurts you the most. The philosophy of letting go. Why it's so hard. Letting go is one of the simplest things to say, and one of the hardest things to actually do. If it were easy, your heart wouldn't still be holding on to someone, to a memory, to a story that no longer belongs to your present. Today, we're going to explore why letting go hurts so deeply, not just emotionally, but philosophically. Because once you understand the truth behind this struggle, you may finally feel a sense of peace with a chapter you've been afraid to close. Attachment is not love. Most people believe they're holding on because of love, but philosophers teach something different. Attachment is rooted in fear, not love. Fear of losing what felt safe. Fear of who you'll be without it. Fear of facing the silence that comes after. The Buddha said, "Attachment is the root of all suffering." He didn't mean we shouldn't care. He meant that the mind clings to what it believes it needs to avoid pain. Letting go hurts because the mind thinks it's losing a piece of itself, not just a person or a past. You're attached to the familiar, not the peace. Here's a truth people rarely admit. You don't hold on because something is good. You hold on because something is familiar. The mind would rather repeat an old story than face an empty page. Even painful memories feel safer than uncertainty. That's why you replay conversations, relive certain moments, revisit what-ifs long after the situation has ended. Your mind doesn't want peace. It wants predictability. Philosophers say, the mind fears the unknown more than it fears suffering, and letting go forces you to step into the unknown. What you're holding on to isn't the person. This is the part almost everyone misunderstands. You're not holding on to a person or a moment. You're holding on to the story you told yourself, the future you imagined, the identity you built around them, the comfort that story gave you. You're grieving the life that lived inside your imagination. This is why letting go feels like losing a home. Even if the door has been closed for a long time, you're not losing them. You're losing the version of yourself that existed with them. And that feels like death to the ego. The philosophy of impermanence. Every philosopher from the East to the West shared the same conclusion. Everything changes, everything ends, everything transforms. Nothing in nature holds on, leaves fall, seasons shift, tides return and retreat. Life moves forward whether we are ready or not. The pain doesn't come from the ending itself. It comes from resisting the ending. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Meaning, the more you fight reality, the more it hurts. But the moment you accept impermanence, the suffering softens. Letting go becomes less about losing and more about flowing. Why your mind refuses to let go. Letting go is difficult because your mind is trying to protect you. Your mind asks, what if I can't handle the pain? What if I never find this again? What if I made a mistake? What if the unknown is worse? These questions aren't wounds. They're defense mechanisms. Your mind isn't cruel. It's scared. The emotional debt you haven't paid. When you don't process emotions in real time, they build up inside you like a debt. During the day, distractions cover it. At night, the debt collector arrives. Letting go is hard because you're not just releasing a memory. You're facing the emotional debt that memory created. How to let go gently. 1. Accept that holding on is a form of self-protection. Say it clearly. I'm holding on because it felt safe. This takes away the shame and makes room for healing. 2. Separate the story from the reality. Ask yourself, what was real? what was imagined. Most attachments live in the imagination. Clarity reduces pain. 3. Allow yourself to grieve what could have been. You're not weak for hurting. You're human. Letting go is a grieving process, not a switch you flip. 4. Create a new space within yourself. Letting go is not about erasing the past. It's about making space for who you are becoming. This is why philosophers say, you don't move on by forgetting. You move on by remembering who you were before the pain. Letting go is hard because you're releasing the version of yourself that existed inside a story that no longer fits your life. But when you stop resisting the ending becomes a beginning, and slowly, gently, you reclaim the parts of yourself that you once handed away. Letting go isn't losing, it's returning back to yourself. If this message brought you clarity, subscribe to Wisdom from Within for weekly calm reflections on philosophy, healing, and the inner world.